I think it's great.
Yeah,
it's going to be better than the first one I've done for sure.
It won't be worse. I'll tell you that.
It was no audio.
So, yes, so
this has to be better.
Audio. I mean, the red button tells me we're recording something.
Right.
These are both here.
Okay.
Sounds good.
We're good? We're live?
We're rolling. Take it off.
All right, you ready? Welcome to the Made in Semmes Podcast, where we interview people that were made in Semmes, make things in Semmes, and helps make Semmes who it is today. I'm Kenneth Havens, and today I'm here with Jeff Roberts.
What's up?
Edit.
How's that for an intro? No, dude, none of this you're gonna edit. You keep
it's all gotta be in there.
Ken, thank you.
That's Ken, everybody.
Ken, what's up? No, all of this stays. Every bit of B-roll. Man, funny. Thank you so much for having me on, though. I'm so excited. We've been trying to do this for several times, and I tanked out on you last week, and I felt terrible. And you called me tonight and said, hey, can you make it work? And I was like, let's just do it.
Let's just do it. Let's just do it.
So we're here.
We're here. So anyways, you need no introduction. Everybody here knows who you are, you and Mo both. But if you will, tell me a little bit about yourself. Who's Jeff Roberts?
I don't know, man. I've been asking myself that a lot this past week, you know?
Sitting in a corner.
Listen, here's what I love about Kenneth. Kenneth is a business owner as well. So I can call Kenneth and cry to him, which I have been the past week, of the heartaches, the headaches, everything a business owner deals with that no one thinks about. You know? And so anyway, so I'm really happy to have that in Kenneth. I can call you and you fully understand. I'm going to take a moment to brag on you as well.
Okay.
So I just got to brag. Kenneth runs a business the way I would run a business, which is that braggy? Does that sound like prideful? And here's what I mean by that. We deal with a lot of vendors, we deal with a lot of people, and a lot of times we're just like, wow, they really said that? Wow, they really sent that email? Wow, they really acted like that? Or, fill in the blank, right? Because we deal with same in your business. You deal with a lot of people.
Right.
Kenneth is literally a guy that I've never said that about. I call Kenneth. This is a shameless plug, so take it for what it is.
I didn't pay him for this.
This is literally this is how we're kicking off the podcast. I literally will call Kenneth with anything I need, any problem I have, and you go, done, got it. And we put some dumpsters in crazy locations. I mean, when you're a mobile business or starting out as a mobile business, we have a lot of weird spots, and we have a lot of spots we set up at and commissaries, and it all gets weird. And we've dropped dumpsters in parking lots overnight, you know? So anyway, I just want to brag on you, man. I appreciate the help. Kenneth is our official, what do you call it? Waste management.
Yeah. For
all locations we have. He's phenomenal to work with. You run it the way I would run it. And it means a lot because a lot of vendors don't do that. I mean, a lot of vendors are just ugh, I'm disappointed, you know? Right. So anyway.
Man, I
don't even know how we kicked off in that, but I just wanted to tell everybody and, tell you guys. So who's Jeff Roberts? Jeff Roberts is the guy that calls Kenneth crying because everyth's melting down.
And Kenneth is the person that calls Jeff, and Jeff doesn't answer.
But look, here's the deal. We can share stories that are just funny. So I'll call you and share a story, and I'm like, dude, no one else is going to get this. But dude, I remember this.
People fighting in the park.
I wasn't going to say it, but
just go ahead. Just go ahead. Just go ahead and do it. Let's do it.
I laughed so hard at this situation. It was just funny, man. But I love that you saw the humor in it and could share it with someone and dude, you got to laugh at this with me because I'm crying over here. And so anyway.
Well, shoot, hey, the whole thing is before you get into who you are, I love the fact of being able, like you said, being able to call the other and say hey, this is going on, and dude, you feel like the sky is falling 24/7.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
And just I
feel that way. I felt that way before we turned the camera on. I was just like, Kenneth, man,
the world feels like it's closing in.
Dude, we had a lot of weight. I'm in a lot of crazy situations. And you said, oh, do you just not want to do it? I was like, absolutely not. Turn it on. This is real life. This is what we live with.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it. It's not going to be better next week.
It's not.
It could be worse.
It might be.
Who knows? Who knows at this point?
It might be.
So who is Jeff Roberts?
All right. So Jeff Roberts is a guy who's worked at several companies, and I'm just and they're good and they've all been fine. And I've learned a ton, but man, I'm such I want to pursue at least having a healthy company, like a healthy company culture. Like that's my end game is how do we make this healthy? Like, how do we have a place that people love to work, that people feel inspired to be at, that people feel safe and comfortable,
right?
Like, but also challenged. Like, it's not easy to work at Yellowhammer. Like, it's not at all, at all easy. But man, can it be healthy? And so that was and it didn't have to be coffee. And I tell everybody that, like, we could have started a warehouse. We could have been shipping. We could have been a garbage, waste management. Like, we could have been anything, but like, I love coffee and I have a passion for coffee, but I have a higher passion for a healthy culture. And so that's kind of was the game plan out the gate. Like,
that's awesome.
Can we have a place that is healthy and not perfect? We've made a million mistakes. Go ask any one of we have almost 50 people that work here now.
That's awesome.
Hence why I call you crying. Like, it's a lot of like moving parts.
Somebody said the other day, this business would be great if it wasn't for equipment and people.
That's it, man. Literally. If you take those out of the equation, it would be amazing. So Jeff is a guy that is trying to build a healthy company culture. It's harder than it looks. It's harder than it sounds. It has a lot of there's just a lot of heartache, man. There's a lot of heartache. There's a lot of hard conversations that we have to have with our team members.
Yeah.
But okay. So I heard a quote the other day. We're going to just quote it out the gate. It said, the quote was, what was the quote? It was, if you're unclear, then you don't care. Like, if you're unclear, you don't care. And so I was like, man, like being unclear is, it was being unclear is being unkind. I was like, man,
that's good.
That's powerful, right?
That's good.
Because how many times do we sit with someone and be like, okay, Jimmy's not working out, but let's meet with him and be like, hey, buddy, like, man, how's it going, right? But like, this quote changed me because it was to be unclear is to be unkind. And so we try to be very clear,
right?
With just like, hey, this doesn't work. This behavior's not working. This like, your speed's not working, whatever it is. Like, because if we're not clear, we're not kind, right? Because then they end up leaving and they're like, I don't even know why I left. And I'm like, man, because we weren't clear. And so anyway, to be unclear is to be unkind. It's my new quote for the week.
There you go.
We've been learning that. But our whole goal is literally just to try to be a healthy company culture. So that's it.
That's awesome. So one of the questions I always ask was, this is a podcast where we're interviewing people that were made in Semmes, make things in Semmes, and helps make Semmes who it is today.
Sure.
Were you made in Semmes, or were you made somewhere else and brought here? Or have you ever lived in Semmes in your entire life?
So I have not lived in Semmes, but Semmes is unbelievable. And let me tell you, so my wife and I started a coffee trailer because I didn't understand why someone didn't take the concept of Starbucks and put it in a food truck.
Yeah.
I was like, why has no one done this, right? So we started in a coffee trailer, and one of our first events was in Semmes. And
really?
It was down at MGM High School. Orchard Assembly was doing like a fireworks display or like a fireworks event, right? Yeah. So they called us and said, hey, will you be available? And I was like, I don't know. I think so. The health department has to clear some things, but I think we can do it.
Yeah.
They were one of our first events. And I remember going around begging. We were giving people free samples. We were like, hey, here's a smoothie. You should try it. We were desperate. But Semmes showed up. They were like, we've never seen this. We don't know what a coffee trailer is. We don't even no one's ever done this. Like, what are these people thinking? But Semmes showed up, and that was one of our first events,
That's awesome.
And so then we just kept testing markets, and we kept testing Semmes. We would come back occasionally, and it was just unreal. And we were like, okay, so the question we had to answer was is this a one-off or is this legit? Because, it can be a one-off, kind of like the fair. The fair is going to be a one-off, right? If you go to the Great Eagle State Fair, it's a one thing you do every year. You save your money, you buy your tickets, and you just go blow money on food and rides. And it's a great experience. I mean,
but if they had it every week, people wouldn't show up.
People aren't going to show up, right?
Yeah.
And our friends run the fair,
right?
We know the guys up there.
That's right.
Super cool. Just a different model, right? And so that was our biggest question was, it was just dude, is this consistent or is this just a fluke? And so we would come back once a week and it was like, wow, that's crazy. They love coffee. And they would come back twice a week, and some of you coffee chasers, truck chasers will remember we used to set up our original trailer. We call it T1 in the Bay City parking lot. The pastor over there, Pastor Riggs, super cool. He goes, yeah, you guys can set up. So we'd set up there and it was awesome. And then we'd set up there twice a week and it was awesome. Right. And we'd try it 3 times a week. And I was like, man, this is crazy.
They keep showing up.
Dude, they keep showing up. So it got so crazy that we built Semmes' own trailer. We built a trailer just for Semmes, and that's what we call the Bay City trailer. And it's a larger trailer that can do drive-throughs. We built it higher so it could handle most cars. Yeah, it's been crazy. So like we didn't set out to like, so you asked about Semmes. So we had Bay City, and then we're in a location now. We're in our Semmes location, our Semmes brick and mortars on the interstate of Schillinger and 98. We didn't set out to do this. Like Semmes just showed up so much that we said we have to support this local community, you know? And so we have literally almost 2 stores in Semmes, and we call Bay City a store, right? So the trailer's 10 minutes that way. And now we're in our first brick and mortar facility here.
And it's a totally different group of people. And the people at the Semmes, T1 is still showing up.
Or Bay City. Bay City still shows up.
That's awesome,
T1's the one Ken showed up with.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But Bay City still shows up and has grown. Like we looked at these numbers because we just had a managers meeting and we're looking at numbers year to year and we're trying to make decisions.
Yeah.
Y'all, like you guys, Semmes is showing up even stronger after we put a brick and mortar 10 minutes away.
Yeah. And I think that just states like how much Semmes is hungry for growth.
They are. It's amazing.
And how much if they buy into your culture and your business, they get behind you and they push it. I've experienced the same thing.
Yeah.
We own so we run a garbage company. Yeah. And to be able
the best garbage company.
The A1.
It's A1. It's the
garbage company.
It's the first in the phone book.
It is.
I guarantee you, your grandparents named it
absolutely
because it would be the highest ranking. In the phone book.
It was their level of marketing. Whenever they went back in, so it was. They started it. But what I've seen is like when people believe in you and they buy into
they'll show
who you are, they show up. And man, I love it. I love Semmes for that. That's so cool.
It's amazing.
So you obviously you make things in Semmes and you make people in Semmes very happy.
Yep.
If you don't mind, take a minute and tell me about the mission and vision of Yellowhammer Coffee.
Yeah. So the vision is very simple. This is literally all we try to do. It's amazing coffee with unmatched customer service. That's it.
That's it.
Like just for fun, if you're watching this podcast and you want some fun homework, you should go Google the mission statements of like Walmart, Subway, Target, Starbucks, like you name it. FedEx. Oh, that's a fun one. Taco Bell. You should Google them. Like Google mission statements, and you will start laughing at the hypocrisy because it's like we want to create an environment of blah 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 blah. Like it's so like crazy. Like FedEx is funny because they're like FedEx's mission statement is something like we're just here to make the shareholders money. I mean, that's it.
And that was for who?
That's it.
That was who?
FedEx.
I thought it was like to get your package delivered to the wrong place or something.
No, you would think FedEx would be like, we're here to be the best carrier of quality goods and we're not going to break your stuff. It's not. It's literally like, we're here to blah, 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 blah. And we need to make our investors lots of money. Like, it's crazy. So when we have company-wide meetings, which is now almost 50 people, which is insane, like, I actually read some mission statements from different companies. And I'm like, y'all, look at this one. And I don't tell them who it is. I'm like, who do you think this is? And they're like, dude, this is crazy. And I'm like, this is Walmart, right? And so, like, it's crazy when you go through mission statements, the hypocrisy of the mission statement. Because you're like, you guys aren't even like
halfway.
I don't even know what you guys are thinking. Like, you have corporate guys that sit around and think this is a good idea. And they're like, yep, we do. And I'm like, okay, like, we're going to make fun of it. And so then I will put up our mission statement. Amazing coffee, unmatched customer service. That's it. So we tell our guys when they hire on, I'm like, okay, what's the best customer experience you've ever had? And they'll be like, oh, it's a Chick-fil-A, or oh, is it Dolphins up on the thing, or oh, it was here, or oh, it was there. I'm like, man, that's amazing. Good customer service. How do we beat it? And I'm like, ooh, I've never been asked that. And I'm like, you are now.
That's a good question.
Because we have to be unmatched. And so for our customer service to be unmatched, we have to beat the best customer service you've had.
Right.
And so, dude, so we get these like, you know, there's obviously Google reviews. You can go online and just leave a Google review. We get internal reviews as well. So we use a POS called Square.
Okay.
So Square, if you come up, Square might send you an email. If you ever come by, Square will send you an email and be like, how was your service today at Yellowhammer Coffee? We get 10, 15, 20 of those a day. It's a lot. And I'm telling you, I can't believe how many people repeat our mission statement back to us. They're like, hey, I went to Yellowhammer Coffee and it was unbelievable. Like the coffee was really good. And I can't tell you about how much your employees care. Like they actually ask me questions. They actually want me to get the right drink. They ask me how Jimmy's doing in soccer. They ask me how Susie's doing on the basketball team. It's amazing. Like I'm blown away at how many people, and they have no idea what our mission statement is.
Yeah.
They're just here for a cup of coffee. I'm blown away at the people that actually repeat back our mission statement to us, and they do it accidentally.
That's when you know you're doing it right.
Dude, I'm like,
well, this is what I can say about you and your team. Like in this same store with your same manager that's here today, there was a group that was in here and some of the people that's been with you for a long time.
Sure.
And so I walked in, I was actually doing some interviews for some people outside and got a cup of coffee. I've been a fan forever.
Yeah.
And so I asked the question, what is it about this company that causes you to like sell your soul, like to live, die, breathe Yellowhammer Coffee? And it's like, because you can tell. What is it?
It's a cult, man.
I knew it had to be. I'm just upset I never got the invite.
It's literally our biggest joke. I'm like, hey, are you in on the cult or are you not? Like,
are you in or not?
When new people get hired and they're really nervous and they're really trying.
A little bit of blood.
No, literally, I walk in, I'm like, have you got the tattoo or not? And they're like, what?
That's so funny.
And I'm like, oh, never mind.
That's
I didn't say anything.
I've asked. So I asked that day, I was like, what is it about the company that you buy into?
Sure.
And their response to me was, it just blew my mind to see a group of people that believed
sure
in the vision that you cast for the company, you and Mo cast for the company, man. It was like, that is my desire, you know? And so whenever, whether you're doing coffee or, so I was on a podcast a little while back with Marcus, and he asked, Marcus. I was like, man, like,
can we give Marcus a shout out?
Let's do it.
Dude, Marcus has led the way for podcast and Mobile.
For sure.
I just appreciate what he's doing.
Yeah, he inspired me.
Can we tag him in this?
Yeah, we should.
Dude, we're here because of you. Thanks a lot, Marcus.
You paved the way for us. So I just told him, I was like, man, like we are not a garbage company.
Sure.
We're a people company.
Yes.
We just happen to offer a garbage service. And like when you treat people like that.
I'm going to give a standing ovation.
I appreciate it. I'm going to stand up and bow.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's it. I say the same thing. We're not a coffee company.
For sure.
We're a people company.
And the whole thing is like when you look at other businesses and you look at the service that you receive versus the mission statement and you compare the two together, it's like, it can't be, you know. So anyways, man, I'm like,
I love it.
I'm bought into it. I am bought into it. So my question is, and you kind of answered it a little earlier, but why Semmes? So a coffee company is going to come. Like I'm all for it. Like I'm glad you're here.
Sure.
But you as a business owner, you didn't look at some statistic and say, oh, well, they had this, you know, there's research done and I believe that we can do this.
Sure.
Why Semmes, Alabama?
Because the Semmes responded to what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Listen to your audience.
I think I can share this publicly. I'm going to share it anyway. Starbucks tried to get this building that we're in.
Wow.
We're sitting in a building Starbucks tried to get. And so I'm probably going to get our boy.
I'll back you.
He's going to be in lots of trouble. Starbucks tried to get this building. And so our landlord, we'll leave it at that, right?
Yeah.
Make it a little vague.
Yeah.
People have to do some homework.
We're not going to drop his name.
Our landlord was like, ugh, you know, and they were just very demanding. They're very like, you know, like whatever, which is fine, you know, and I'm not dude, I worked at Starbucks. Starbucks gave me the love for coffee, you know? And they have great systems. They have amazing systems. So they try to get this, and our landlord was like, man, I'm watching this thing. It's really weird. It's this little trailer, but I think it's what Semmes wants. And he was right. And so anyway, that was like, we connected and that was it, you know? But yeah, man, Semmes just responded. Like they stepped up and they said, you know what, this idea is amazing. And we're going to support it with everything we have. And that's why we literally have 2 locations in Semmes. Yeah. Like, you know, we're looking at other locations. We have a location off, you know, kind of midtown on Dolphin Street. We, the trailer roams around everywhere. Like it runs like crazy. You know, we're obviously looking in Tillman's Corner. That's why I've been calling you crying lately. How much can I share here? Because I don't know when you're going to post this.
Yeah.
All right. So be watching. You're going to get updates on Tillman's Corner very, very soon. And so, anyway, so there's other areas we definitely want to grow, and we want to grow outside of Mobile. Like we want to go southeast at least, and maybe we may get aggressive and go even more than that. We may start pushing out way beyond, you know, Mississippi, Georgia, Tennessee.
Man, that's going to be so
Florida.
Cool.
We might just get crazy with it, you know. Yeah. But I love it because Semmes responded. And like, that's been the shoulders that we have been able to stand on.
Yeah. Well, with us doing that, can we give a shout out to the city of Semmes and say,
literally.
hey, if you are a business owner and you
Get
are
to Semmes,
looking, man, like the people get behind you here.
Yep.
So
do.
regardless of the statistics, if the people believe in what you're doing and you're willing to bring the service, Semmes is willing to back you.
Yep.
And so I just wanted to throw that out there.
And our mayor, Brandon, is so pro business, man.
For sure.
He's so pro business.
I love it.
He's such a people person. He's such a community gatherer. Like he's going to organize, he's going to gather. Also, if you're a business, like he wants to help you. Like he wants you to get here. He's going to figure it out. He's going to help you be successful. And so, dude, Semmes, it has it going on. Yeah, you've got a great idea, man, for this podcast.
It's hopping, man. It's where it's at.
Look, we're already 20 minutes in, and you said that was where you wanted to end, and we haven't even passed the first question yet.
We've got so much to do. So the next question I have for you is, what gave you the idea to put a coffee shop on wheels and make that thing roll?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I have a lot of friends that were doing food trucks at the time. This is 6 years ago, 7 years ago. I would, cause I pay attention. I try to watch things and be like, man, that's cool. Or man, ooh, I'd hate to be in that business right now. You know, like I just watch things, right?
Right.
Like Waste, it's a great business.
Yeah.
Everybody's got it. You got to figure this out. It's a necessity, right? It's a great business model. And so I just watched all these food trucks start and fail. And I was like, man, why hasn't someone tried something different than just food, right? Yeah. I don't care. Like people would be like, it's chicken fingers. Oh, it's tacos, you know, whatever. Like it's just, it's hard, right? And so just, there was a lot of turnover in the food truck industry. And I just said, man, I used to work at Starbucks. Like I understand this love for coffee and that people have. Like, what if you could take that model and actually put it on wheels? Like, what would that look like? You know, what would that be like? And so, and that was it. And then we were at the fair one year, you know, shout out Josh Woods, the executive director of the fair, a friend of both of ours, does an amazing job. But I was at the fair. Actually, this is before Josh, I think. So we were at the fair and my wife just wanted a hot chocolate. She's like, can we just hot chocolate, right?
You couldn't find it.
Couldn't find it.
It wasn't happening.
It was water and
it was
powder.
So cold.
It was water, powder, and mix it in. And this is your hot chocolate. And Mo goes, man, like, why is there not a legit coffee spot?
Why did we pay $15?
Right. What did we pay for the, like, why are we here? Like, dude, so like you have 100,000+ people that come through that and nobody's doing coffee. And so it literally lit this fuse in me that I was like, man, there is a need for like mobile coffee and nobody's stepping up to the plate. And I had a real job. I mean, I was like a full-time job, you know, my wife had a real job and I was like, man, I just have this dream, I have this idea, I have this like thing, but I couldn't do it part-time. Like it's either you got to jump and
sell your life,
sell your soul. Right. That's
to the cult.
You got to jump into the, I was the first one in the cult. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get the tattoo. Yeah. And so we jumped off, did this crazy thing, borrowed money like idiots. Dude, we had 3 kids at the time. You know, my oldest was like, Daddy, are we going to be able to eat? I was like, I don't know, kid.
Well, I remember listening to a podcast that you done. And like, you were like, we sit, you and Mo sit there. You said you sit there together and you looked at each other and like, what was the worst case scenario?
Dude,
and it was like, we can be homeless. We can live in a box. And it was like, would you be okay with that? Sure.
Yeah.
So would I. And then that's how you know, if you want to start a business and you can't not answer that question.
Yes.
If you can't live homeless in a box, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Because it's an opportunity every day.
I remember that. Because the idea was basically, if we're kicked out of a street, can't make the mortgage, can't make the payment, we're in debt, we go bankrupt, everything just goes down. We would literally be homeless with a, with a little fire going. And my kids would think it's amazing. They'd be like,
we're camping permanently.
Dad, we're camping out. We've been camping out for like 6 months. That's right, kid.
Just keep going, baby.
Hand me another hot dog. You know, we'll get.
That's awesome.
That fire feels amazing though, right, kids?
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's the story. Was kind of the idea. It was insane. It was crazy. But dude, it's like Semmes gathered.
Yeah.
They said, this is cool. I've never seen this before. Like local businesses in Semmes gathered, you know? I mean, just so many businesses took a risk to have us out to their parking lot and to have us to their event and to try that, you know, it's amazing. Like people gathered around this idea and it was crazy. Like, I don't know. I literally don't know.
That's awesome. What's one of your favorite memories from Yellowhammer to date?
Man, I just have so many good memories. Like honestly, it was like our first event was such a good memory because I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe someone just came up and gave us their credit card and swiped their credit card for $5 or whatever, and they got a smoothie. I can't believe this. Like, it was such a
people believed in the same idea that you did.
Like, this is crazy. Like, someone actually gave us money to try this product. Like, it was crazy, you know? Yeah. And so anyway, it was like my favorite event and also my worst event because it was so much stress, so much to pull off. Yeah. We had like 18 people in the trailer. No one knew what they were doing. We had no systems. We had no like thought, no organization. I'm pretty sure our gray water was spilling over the tank. So if the health department would have showed up, they'd be like, what are y'all doing? Like, dude, it was insane.
When you were saying earlier, you were like, hey, so I was wondering why nobody ever started a coffee trailer. You know, because of that. That's exactly it.
That's literally why, you know? And so, yeah, but man, it's like Semmes gathered. Semmes said, you know what? We know we're standing in gray water. This is used milk, but like, we're going to give this business the chance. We're going to make it happen.
So, like, it's so like, a lot of people say like, when it comes to business, like you can't take it personally. Yeah. Like, I feel like it's kind of one of those things where like, part of my business is like part of my soul. Like it's part of who I am.
It is. It's hard
like
not
you
to.
have to take it personally.
You have
like,
to. Yep.
So when you get those bad reviews or whatever,
dude, it's tough.
It's like, man, like we've got to live up to the mission and vision of our company. So,
and it's really tough, man. Like we get bad reviews. Yeah. You know, like people are like, hey man, like,
and you have humans working at your business.
You have humans working in your business.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I'll be honest. We had a review off this store, the store we're sitting in now. Someone wrote in and said, I'm never coming back again. I will never return to Yellowhammer Coffee because one of my drinks was wrong. You know, she ordered 4 or 5 drinks. I feel that. I'm like, man, I sent that to all our managers. I sent that to the management of this store. And I'm like, guys, I don't like this. Yeah. I don't like starting. This is Monday morning. This is before my week really got crappy. I was like,
was that the first call or the
no,
second?
Literally, I was like, another week. This is great. This is Monday. First review out the gate. I'm never coming back to the store. Yeah. The cool thing is my team was already on top of it. They already realized their mistake when it happened. As she was pulling off, they tried to pull her number up on the rewards program we have. You know, if you put yourself in 12 visits, you get a free drink. They already tried to call her. The number didn't work. I tried to text her and call her because I'm like, I'm the owner and I will deal with this. Like I don't want you to have a bad taste. We fully refunded the order. So I think her number was wrong. Like sometimes that happens. They put in the wrong number for the reward system. And so man, I tried to text and call. And so anyway, so I wrote her back through the portal of Square, like that review process. And I just said, hey, we're so sorry. Like we're trying to get better on our systems. Like I realized one of your drinks are wrong, when she had 4 or 5, but I'm very thankful for that. So to have a $25 order, you know, that says they're never coming back. I'm like, man, I want you to come back. So anyway, I was like, hey, we're all humans. I'm so sorry. We missed it on this. We're trying to get better. Fully refunded her order and just said, hey, everything's on us today. We're so sorry. Hope you come back and give us another chance. And that was it. But man,
but that says so much about you and your team.
I know, but it's tough when you read the reviews.
No joke. Like, yeah, for sure. I've had the same thing. So I asked the question, what's your favorite memory? What's one of the favorite projects that you have that you're working on right now that you're looking forward to in the future?
I'm really looking forward to our next location.
That's going to be exciting.
Because that's all we work on, right? That's the only projects we work on. Well, I say that. We're working on several. We're really trying to build better culture. So I feel like we have good culture, but I want it to be great culture.
Right.
So internally, we're really trying to like focus in on like, hey, let's be better. Let's be better at communicating. You know, I try to meet with our managers and our assistant managers, and we're really trying to get better on that. So a company that I really love and respect a lot, it was a lot of inspiration of this company was Dutch Brothers Coffee. Okay. Dutch Bros. We're flying a manager down from Dutch Bros to help look at everything we do. He's going to look at our systems. He's going to look at our people. Like he's going to look at everything and just help us and just try to help us vet, you know, and not that they're, you know, the book on coffee, but man, they are doing a phenomenal job. And so we're flying him down. I'm very excited about that. I'm excited about how we're going to progress and grow our leaders at the top because it all trickles down, man. Like I literally that was why we canceled last week. Yeah. Because I just had to prepare for kind of a leadership for our managers, store managers. And I love that they trickle that down, which is amazing. So I'm excited about that, but I really get excited about our future locations. Like Tillman's Corner is going to happen. One way or the other, Tillman's Corner is going to happen. We love that area. We're looking at West Mobile a lot. We're looking around the Marcy area. We're looking at Airport and Snow. There's just a lot of fun projects because I have a lot of people that want to grow here in responsibility. Yeah. So they love growing in leadership. You know, we're all, our top leadership's reading a lot. Like we read a blog, we read books from here from time to time. But I have a lot of people that just want opportunity to grow. They want to make more money. They
Yeah.
want more responsibility, and they want to grow. So my job is to go find that for them.
That's right.
And so
I feel it.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about our first person that goes multi-site. Like at some point, we're going to have someone that says, hey, I'm over these 4 stores.
That's gonna be
So
cool.
I don't really make coffee, but I drive around all day and I interview and I process and I help our teams and I deal with headaches and I deal with customers, and like that's going to happen. So we have a lot of opportunities in the future. I get excited about all of it, you know.
That's exciting.
So
If you got one thing before we close this thing out to tell all of your customers the Yellowhammer, what is it? What's one thing?
dude, we absolutely love you. Like we love you. Like we're so grateful. We're so thankful that you take time out of your day to come here. Like it's just I can't tell you enough. Like we don't take it for granted. Like we're almost 5 years in. I kid you not, man. I did a run today where so sometimes we'll buy milk from Costco.
Yeah.
Because it's really high quality milk and we can get it very affordably, and we have a business account. So like I literally went and so we get a pallet. It's 2,500 pounds of milk.
Wow.
Dude, so I have that Chevy 250.
Yeah.
When they drop it on, the truck goes. It's a big truck, man. And I'm like, dude, this is crazy. So I'm out here slinging milk. I mean, I'm like trying to, we're trying to house it because we house it down at Dolphin. And then I brought the majority of it here at this store in Semmes because they have a large walk-in. Very thankful for. But like, man, I literally couldn't get in the parking lot of Dolphin. Cars were out in the service road almost to Dolphin Street. And it was like 2 p.m. I mean,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, is it morning time? Is it like 7 a.m.? Like, what am I? No, dude. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. These guys are backed all the way out. And I wasn't angry or like, I was thankful.
Yeah.
I was like, man, like, thank God, like people give us a chance. Thank God people roll in and say, you know what? Like, I've never heard of this place before. Like, but they seem like they have good reviews online. Like, let me try it out. And so that's what I would just tell everybody. Like, man, we're not perfect. Like, we try to do the best we can. Like, even with that review, like we try to be the best we can, but we're so thankful that like anybody gives us a chance. They give us an opportunity. They try our stuff. Like they try our products, they try our coffee. I'm just thankful, man. Like thankfulness is the root of all of it. We're just so grateful and thankful that anybody shows up. And so
That's awesome.
anyway,
Well, cool.
that was a long answer.
I love it. I love it. Hey, thank you so much today for watching the Made in Semmes podcast. I'm Kenneth Havens. I'm here with Jeff Roberts, and thank you for checking out today.
Are we ending on that?
That's it. Do you want to go back
Do you
in?
want this to be B-roll? If you're looking for a waste management service, you need to give Ken a call.
That's actually going to be that's going to be the advertisement for my business.
I pay him. Like he doesn't even pay me. He won't give me a discount. He's not giving me perks. I don't get anything free. The man knows what he's doing. He's always going to solve your problems. And I'm just thankful that you're part of our team because we have tons of vendors and they're all headaches. Most are headaches. I never have to think about Kenneth Havens when and I tell my team that. I'm like, y'all text him, call him.
Yeah.
He'll figure it out. Like we just figured out a thing here, right? Because if you're a customer of Semmes, you'll know our dumpster's been filling up because of the way we're rerouting things and we've been parking the T1 in here. And so anyway, it's been filling up a lot. I called you. Done overnight. I mean, I talked to Brandon today. He's like, "Oh, it's been done."
I saw him in the parking lot.
Looks great, man. I'm like, dude, it's not overflowing. He's like, "Oh, done." Like,
took care of it.
one phone call, done.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my shameless plug. I don't even get paid for it. Maybe you can give me a free month or something. I'm just kidding.
Maybe I can get a gift card to Yellowhammer Coffee. Trade something out.
That's right. Little trade here and there.
Yeah.
But like, I just love that you're legit. I love and you're in Semmes.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to reverse the podcast, but I'm very thankful. And anyway, it's a good time.
Man, I appreciate it.
We're 33 minutes in on this. We done good.
We done good. It was perfect.
Anyway, that's it.
That's it. That's a wrap.